I first reviewed the G-Shock DW5600BB in a video that also featured my GBD200, and that was my most viewed video to date. So here's a quick follow-up video on the 5600 after 3 years of owning the watch. It has been difficult to get along with, so here are 2 things you need to know before you buy. 1. Its all-black case with minimal monochrome printed dial text and its negative display provide a sought-after aesthetic. And the negative display might look appealing in retailers' pictures, but in real-world use, from many angles, I find it impossible to read the display. Come on, little guy. You had one job. It's so bad I devised a better way to use the watch to tell the time. Actually, I could probably just use the stick. Also, I cut this video short because I've never had any product on my workbench that's been so difficult to get video footage of. It looks as dull as dishwater in every frame I take, and it made me reshoot my scenes several times, no matter what lighting or camera I tried. Just attempting to take a single shot for my thumbnail image took hundreds of attempts before I finally gave up and chose the least bad photo. While this is annoying for me, this stealth-like property might be exactly what you want from the watch. So, if you've convinced yourself that you're likely to come under surveillance of a sniper's scrutiny and you don't want to give away your position while catching some rays in the garden or painting your shed, then this watch is for you. I can't deny it looks cool, but I have to look at it square on to read the time. If that doesn't bother you, then I think you'll enjoy this blackout version of the famous Casio G-Shock DW5600. I suspect it was inspired by people modding their G-Shocks to achieve this look, and perhaps Casio thought they'd just make a blackout version for you. I believe I've seen a similar case but with a positive display. I'd consider that watch if I were buying again. The second thing about the watch I just couldn't live with was the strap, so I didn't, as you may have noticed. Gone is the resin strap. It had this type of profile where it met the watch case, which, although I don't have any problems with on this other G-Shock, I found extremely uncomfortable on the DW5600. It's worth noting I don't think anyone else is complaining about this. I think it's just a me thing, so don't take this as a big negative. Maybe watch some other reviews. Anyway, I purchased a conversion kit which allows the fitting of a NATO strap, and you'll notice it still benefits from one intention of the original design, which is to protect the watch from being dropped onto its case back. I'll put an affiliate link in the description so you can find the kit and the watch. If you purchase through the links, I may receive a small fee at no extra cost to you. If you want to do this to your watch, fitting is easy. First, you need to take these 4 screws out, one on each corner of your watch case. Gently prise away the case cover. None of your push buttons will fall out or anything, so don't worry about that. Once the cover is removed, now you have access to the spring bar ends that hold the original strap in place. Although we're looking at the fitted adapters here, but removal of your original strap will be the same procedure. Just get in this gap with the spring bar removal tool, take your original strap out, and you will find the adapters are a direct fit using the same spring bars if you wish. If it seems a little wobbly, remember we still have to refit the watch case, which firms up the assembly. When fitted, you can see we have a very good match to the watch case. The material looks identical to me, and it looks like part of the watch case. Now just thread your own chosen watch strap through each of the adapters to complete the conversion. It's difficult to justify spending time to make these follow-up videos, but I hope it's helpful for you, and it's helpful for me if you push the like button. Thanks. I remember weighing this in my first review on its original strap at 1.9 ounces, which is about 54 grams. Let's see if I made it any different. Nope, it's still a featherweight, and because it's now on a 24mm strap that doesn't taper, there's now a lot more surface contact area to distribute the weight of the watch over, making it feel even lighter. If you're wondering, this was a regular NATO strap, like this, and it did have a part like this, which I've cut off, converting mine to a single pass strap, but you don't have to do that. If you're unfamiliar with the watch, it has 200-meter water resistance, alarms, and hourly time signals, as well as flash alerts. Oh yeah, to enable or disable flash alerts, you just press and hold the top right button until you see its symbol appear below the date. The watch has an electroluminescence backlight with afterglow, which you'll probably need even before dusk, at least that's my experience. The bottom left button allows you to access the alarms, followed by the countdown timer, then the stopwatch, and back to the timekeeping display. Just the essentials that you need and no more. I like that. A big bonus over the newer MIP display G-Shocks is that the LCD display gives you hundredths of seconds in stopwatch mode, which my GBD200 for example does not because it can't refresh fast enough. If you use the stopwatch a lot, it's worth mentioning one small problem many 5600s present, unless it's one of the newer GW prefixed models, and that is, in stopwatch mode, let's say I'm using it to time a workout. When I've finished and I want to clear the recorded time, I find it impossible to do unless I grab a pen or something to push the top left button with, because as you see, this button is flush with the case and needs some force. It's even harder to press with sweaty hands immediately after a workout. I think I'll probably wear the watch a little more during the coming summer now that I've rediscovered it, just on account of how light it feels and because it looks fantastic. Subscribe to see my next Casio watch review.